bright as it is here in the UK, there's something so very eventful, so refreshing happening. This is a 3-day yoga festival that's happening in Reading in UK at the gorgeous Beale Park, and the organizers are here with me, the Banerjee family, if I'm allowed to say. First, I'd like to ask you, I mean, there are so many yoga festivals that happen, but what is this one all about? It's your first, and I can tell you that by far I've seen this to be the grandest.
Yes, what we wanted to create here was really to show the entire breadth of yoga, what's called the 8 limbs of yoga, everything from ethical living right the way through to self-realization or enlightenment, if you like. And yoga in this country is so much limited largely to the asanas, the postures, and a bit of pranayama, the breathing techniques, maybe a little bit of meditation, but there's more to it, and it's a path. It's a path to self-realization, and we wanted to have an opportunity to provide access to all the 8 elements that are in that path, and that's how we created this festival.
I know of 6 elements. Now I'm very curious. How are people receiving it? You're having a session, ma'am, yourself, when tomorrow? Today?
Yeah, actually, I am teaching chanting and yoga. Along with me, Sendil Kumar is assisting. My colleague Sridharan is there. I am from Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram, Chennai, India.
So you've come here just for this?
Yes, just for this. An invitation from Mr. Banerjee, organizers.
So the aspect is to invite the best from the world to come here under one umbrella. That's the idea. Okay, great. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, that is it. So today morning we had a session on chanting, and the very important aspect of yoga is many people think yoga is only asana, pranayama, or dhyana alone. The tradition shows the idea of yoga started from Vedic time. So it is a part of Vedic tradition, and chanting is an important aspect of anga or component of yoga. Is the term used is svadhyaya, that is a part of self-reflection, a part of japa, and a way to know something about your own self in relation to the universe. That is it.
Very briefly, do they pronounce these words well? Because I see so many people from so many different nationalities. Are they good with their pronunciation in Sanskrit words?
Yeah, some of them they pronounce very well, reasonably very well, and some of them are very basic sounds like om. Many of them are able to do it very well.
Okay, great. How was the participation?
Oh, I think it's coming from everywhere, because sometimes I've heard that I'm coming from Canada, I'm coming from America, I'm coming from Europe, some Finland, Lithuania, Spain, Italy. I thought, oh wow. So this Croatia, Romania. So it's coming.
Somebody from Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil. Wow, that's a far away. Yes, it's coming from everywhere. And Tanzania. That's Somaji is from Tanzania. Right. So it's coming from everywhere, every continent. So are coming here.
Many people who speak different languages, usually people are shy to say something. Expression is not easily coming. But when they chant, they feel very happy because they are chanting, that emotional connectedness.
Literally the vocal cords open up.
Yeah.
Okay. Swamiji, you had a session on astrology, which I heard, which I was very amused by. We have been talking about ayurveda, we've been speaking about yoga, astrology, and the world. Where does it stand?
Astrology is part of the Vedas. And you see, we as human beings, we live in time and space. Time is astrology. Space is Vastu. So Vastu, Ayurveda, Jyotish, they're all part of the angas of Vedas. And that's what's so amazing, that Vedas is such a profound wisdom that is offered here in this festival, which is pretty amazing.
Time is astrology, of course it is. Are you a participant here?
No, I'm actually presenting. I'm presenting yoga in the NHS.
Yoga in the NHS. Okay, that's very important. We were talking about it, in fact. When is that going to happen? When is yoga going to be prescribed as an alternative to physiotherapy and other things for people with backaches or whatever?
In terms of when the NHS is actually going to pay, I don't have the answer for that. But there is a shift. There is a shift in the mindset of consultants and doctors and GPs who are referring patients to yoga therapists now in this country. But they are also concerned about the standardization and the educational and the requirements that's required out of a yoga therapist. And the next step forward is first to create evidence that yoga therapy works. In the UK, there is a huge amount of evidence in the US and in India, but in the UK we lack that evidence, and NHS wants UK based evidence. So that's the next step. And the second step is creating a body that says these are qualified, registered yoga therapists who are able to look after patients in need.
Okay, very important. For the benefit of our viewers, there is massive research that's going on in the UK by medical experts, by yoga practitioners on how yoga, like she mentioned, can on collecting evidence first to prove that yoga can be an alternative to complementary to many other therapies that can protect people, cure people of their pains, especially backache, which according to a recent research is at about 7 out of 10 women between the age of 30 and 50 suffer backache. But Sridharan sir, what is it that you have come to take from here? Of course, you will be giving lessons on yoga, but on many other aspects. What are you taking from here?
Well, my teacher told me he wanted me to teach. I had hardly taken lessons with him, and I never went to him to become a teacher. I wanted to learn from him for me. He said, you learn by teaching. And I still consider that teaching is a learning process. I'm not going to teach there. I'm going to say something, and I'll tell you in the process, I learn a lot.
Okay. On that note, great. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on this very conversation.